Now, Douglas, tell me why Mr. Martha had to call me in from my afternoon run in order to deal with the little problem you are having.
Listen, I don't know who Miss Martha is. I don't know who you are. And why am I even here? This is ridiculous. You got some splaining to do for yourself.
Okay, Douglas. There seems to be confusion on your end of the bridge here. Now, Mr. Martha called me and said he spotted you walking out of the senior lock-in the gymnasium. Your pants were halfway down and you were threatening to urinate in the hallway. Now, if there's anybody that needs explaining, it's you. Now, fess up, bucker.
Now you listen here, Mr. Peabody. I needed to relieve myself of the pressures of graduation, and I figured if there's any toilet in this world that's worth using, it's one that you have to put in a combination.
You can dress it up any way you like, Douglas. Now, I'm under the understanding that there was a hypnotist at today's senior lock-in, and you were one of his victims. Now, I find it very hard to believe that you would willingly come to school inebriated, especially coming from someone like you who was so cautious that he didn't cross the street by himself until he was 15. Now, why don't you tell me what's really going on, Douglas?
Man, cut the crap, Jack. I drunk as skunk, man. I got a hunch that they spiked the punch.
I am not familiar with the world of rap and hip-hop. What I am familiar with is the world of liars. And I feel like I'm looking at one right now. Douglas, I'm tired of all these games and these silliness. Now what I want you to do, get yourself together and get back to that senior lock-in. Now skedaddle. Douglas, wake up, son. Get your head off my desk.
What is going on here? What am I doing here?
You tell me.
Well, the last thing I remember is the hypnotist. He was
Well,
telling me something.
the last thing I remember is me telling you to skedaddle.
That was the trigger.
Now, Douglas, can you tell me why Mr. Martha told... That's his last name.
Yes, Mr. Martha.
Now, you come into my office, and Mr. Martha said that you were unzipping your pants to pee on the waiting room.
Pee in the waiting room?
Let me tell you why you are here. Now, Mr. Martha told me that you are getting ready to urinate on a locker. Okay, Douglas.
Your mustache is... Oh, sorry.
Okay, Zachary.
You listen here, Mr. Peabody. I just needed to relieve myself and
Mr. Peabody.
Of graduation, see?
I think a funny shot would be like
I figured a toilet that you have to put in combination is gonna be a pretty good one.
I think it'd be
I just needed to relieve myself of the stresses of graduation, and I figured that if there's a toilet in this world,
That's worthy of using. It's one you have to use a combination on.
listen here, Mr. Peabody. I need to relieve myself of pressures.
Pressures.
Listen, you listen here, Mr. Peabody. Sorry, that was bad. Cut the crap, Jack. Sorry. Cut the crap, Jack. I'm drunk as skunk. I got the hunch that they spiked the punch.
I got the hunch that they spiked the punch. That's awesome. Did you just come up with that?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's amazing.
Now, I'm not familiar with the world of hip-hop. What I am familiar with is the world of liars.